In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to become the best version of yourselves in under 5 minutes. So let's get started. So grab a book and a pen so you can write it down. Now all I want you to do is write a list down with all the key characteristics that you want in the ideal perfect man. Imagine this was you building your Sims character or something. Write down everything that you simply could max out the stats from. So for instance, this is what you can do. Write down tall, rich, confident, handsome, and etc. Just make a list of every attribute that you wish to have or the perfect man should have. Literally take about 2 minutes just to jot down as many as you can. If it takes longer, even better. Write down as many as you can. The more the merrier. To be rich. Now continue jotting down a list of things that you wish to have. Now that you've written your list, grab 2 highlighters, a green one and a red one. Unfortunately, the red one doesn't work, so I have to stick with yellow for today's video. So for instance, the first thing on my category is to be tall. If you're not the ideal height that you wish to be, then leave it. Continue to the next one. Highlight whatever's in your control and whatever is not in your control. Are you rich? No, not yet. Can you become rich? Yes. Highlighting green. Confident? Yes. Can you become strong? Yes. I want you to go through the list of things and highlight all the things that you can control and maybe you can even become. Now that you've highlighted it, do the same with the other ones. Now what you'll tend to see is, even though I made a long list of all the things that I want in the perfect man, there are only a few of them that are totally out of my control. Majority of them I can control. Besides of being tall, having a big and blue eyes for instance, everything else on this list to become rich, confident, strong, stoic, etc. is all down to us. So everything else I can control. Yes, I won't be able to max out being 6'5" for instance, but becoming rich, confident and strong I can do. So why stress over the 1 or 2 things that take up not even 5% of the list of things and focus on the other 95%. There are so much things on this list that you can max out. When it comes to those 2 things, it doesn't even matter. That's how insignificant it is. You can proceed to the next step with this method and simply all you do is just draw 2 boxes, one on the left side, one on the right side, the things you can do and the things you can't do, and just carry them over. This way, you can write down everything that you can do and become. And these are the things that you can't become. For instance, if you can't become taller, then leave it. Move on to the next thing. And as time goes by, another thing will pop into your head. For instance, one just came in my mind now. I want to be able to speak at least 3 different languages. For me personally, it's Persian, English and Spanish. For you, it could be something else. You might want to learn French. You might want to learn Arabic. It could be anything. The point is, there are so much things that you can learn that is down to you, but you're held back on a couple of things that doesn't even matter in the large scale. Couple of the things on this list, you might say, why did you highlight in green? For instance, handsome. Yes, you might not be the best looking guy, but what you can do is go to the gym, work out more, eat less harmful food and be healthy. And trust me, then you will develop a nicer jawline, a toned body, and you just look better overall. Make sure you get your trims on time and you have a well-groomed beard and your hygiene up to date and you'll be good to go. But what you can do, people that are tall, strong, confident already, cool. There are so much other things you can do. For instance, learn different languages or become more perspicacious. Because what tends to happen is when you max out one thing, you become confident and you lean on those things. You don't pursue to max out the other things, and that's not good. As a man, you should have every box ticked. And I'm not saying make sure you have every box ticked 10 out of 10. It's better to be 7 across all boards than 10 in a few of the boxes. There's also a quote that goes like this: jack of all trades but a master of none, often better than the master of one. From that, we can simply just say that it's very crucial that you become the guy in every aspect, because the difference between you and a female is the girls are looking to disqualify you, whereas a man looks to qualify a woman. Because they have so much option, it's easier for them to just disqualify for the one things. So for instance, if you don't fit the rich category, and by rich it could be anything, for instance making 6 figures a year, if you don't fit that category, goodbye, next person. So it's very important so you have everything across all board. Now the reason I wanted you guys to write this down was because when you write it down, majority of problems already been solved. Because if you can write it down, you know how to tackle it. You might not know how to tackle it at that given moment of time, but you can take another look and see, okay, it's not actually that bad. And as you saw, it only takes about 3-4 minutes. If you go the extended route, maybe 5. But it puts it in perspective for you. It shows you everything you need to do. And yes, maybe some of them take time, but why not start now? The sooner you start, the more time you have. The more time you have to master and craft these things. Imagine by the end of the year or the decade or whenever it is for your time frame, you know how to speak different languages. Now you're strong, confident, stoic, all these characteristics that you wish you had. And simply all you did was just write it down and tackle them each one by one. In another video, we're going to go further into details on exactly what you should do and how to tackle each of them. For instance, when you write down you want to get big, then we're going to do subcategories on exactly all the inputs you should have on how to get big. Because now we've wrote down the outputs, but we need to reverse psychology and go and write down the inputs. Because what's good writing down the outputs inputs, but you don't know how to start. And this is why it's so important, because when you write down the outputs for certain things, we know exactly what the inputs are. For instance, if you want to get big, you got to go to the gym. But all of us want to become confident, but we don't know how to start. We want to become stoic, but we don't know where to start. So make sure you guys are tuned in for all the videos are coming out soon on how to become the best man. This is a journey where all of us starting from the beginning. Some of us are ahead, some of us are further back. But the point is, we all have the end goal to become that 1%. So most importantly, stay traditional.